Don't need my headphones on. Hey everyone, it's me, Alna. Let me know if you can hear me and see me. I'm going to check real quick if I'm in the right group for sure. All right, let's see if I'm going live right now. I'm just going to check real quick. Yes, I am going live right now. That's awesome. Okay, everyone. So I hope you are here. You can introduce yourself and let me know who you are. That'd be awesome. My name is Alna from twinsmommy.com, and I'm going to share with you 5 blog tactics that can help you, give some great big ROIs or rate of returns as a brand new blogger. Because, as a mom blogger, we don't have a lot of time to do anything, right, during the day. I remember back when I first started blogging, my twins were napping 1 or 2 times a day, and it wasn't always consistent. And I had to find ways to grow my business. At that time, it was freelance writing. Have a blog on my freelance writing blog as well. So write blog posts, write pitch to clients, and write blog posts from my clients as well. So I had a lot going on during the little time that I had, and I needed to find ways to optimize my time to do the only tasks that can give me the biggest return of my investment. I'm going to invest in my blog and the tactics that I'm going to be doing, and I want it to come back to me 2-fold, 3-fold. All right, so I'm going to share with you the 5 things that I'm doing right now that new bloggers can get started right now. So if you're here, just come say hi. And we'll get started. Again, my name is Alna. I'm the the host of this Facebook group, Mom to Mompreneurs. And my blog, Twins Mommy, helps mom bloggers like you learn how to make money blogging through growing your traffic, growing your email list, and helping you grow that income once it starts rolling in, right? For sure. All right. Let me just grab a quick drink of water while I wait for anyone else that's going to arrive right now. I know it's kind of late, so I'm sorry about that. Today was a terribly cold day. I believe it clocked in at like minus 30 Celsius. The kids at school did not go outside at all. It was too cold. And on top of that, the snowplows came, so we had to dig ourselves out of our driveway when that happens. So it's been a busy day for sure. Plus, I had to take my daughter to the dentist today. So I've been real busy. All right. So let's look at the 5 blog tactics that you can start doing with the little time that you have to help grow your blog. All right. Now, the number one thing I'm going to be talking about is regarding Pinterest marketing. If you haven't started on Pinterest, I want you to consider using Pinterest as a way to grow your business and grow your blog. I do have a post that can help you understand Pinterest marketing a little bit better if you're interested. I'm just going to go find it real quick, and then I'm going to share it with you guys. How to use Pinterest. Let me see if that's what it is. Yes, it is. All right. So this blog post, I believe, gives you 27 Pinterest tips to explode your traffic. And I sort of walk over the tactics for Pinterest marketing from the very beginning of your Pinterest profile all the way to the types of pins and the SEO that you need to do on Pinterest, which is search engine optimization. Since Pinterest is considered a search engine as well as like Google, right? It's just sort of like I call it a little bit like a dumber Google, basically, a dumbed down Google. It's quite easy to rank in Google or in Pinterest versus Google. All right, so this I will share in the comments if I can. Somewhere I will. So the first thing that you want to do is create multiple pins for certain types of blog posts that you have on your blog. And what I suggest are getting multiple pins for your income generating blog posts and the ones that grow your email list. Okay. So right now, for example, this on Pinterest right here, I have a goal setting board and I have a goal setting planner, right? And I have multiple pins that direct everyone to the landing page for my opt-in. Okay, so if you go to this one and you click on it, it will set you to the goal setting planner. All right, so what you want to do is you want to start creating multiple pins. Now, what I like to do when I create my pin, if I have a new pin for this, is I just use the little right here. So make a new pin. It's that easy. I personally don't hide pins. Now, you can hide pins if you want to, but I don't hide them. All right, so you can create a pin very easily within 5 minutes. You can create a pin. You can find an image on Pexels. So if you go to pexels.com, you can get a free image. So if I was going to do something for email marketing, I might have a laptop I want to show. So I'll just search for laptop, find something that's, pretty, that will attract my moms on Pinterest that are interested in goal setting. So goal setting as a blogger. So I might use a pin like a picture like this one, and then I would put a title on that. All right. So once you have that, then you can just simply go to Pinterest, drag your pin there, add the URL. So I would add the URL for what it is, write a description, try to use the keywords that I know that will help people find whatever this is. If it's a goal setting planner, then I'm going to use words like goal setting, goals, accomplishing your goals, productivity. So productivity and time management all fit in nicely with goal setting. So I would use those types of keywords in my description. And then I would save it to a relevant board. Now, with the recent new information that was presented on the Tailwind blog, they talked about some of the right tactics that you should be doing for this year as a content marketer on Pinterest. Now, I don't entirely agree with their strategy for looping their pins and for distributing your pins using their tool, Tailwind. They suggest to space out your pins every 6 months, which I think that's not right. that's not going to grow your blog if you share your pins every 6 months. Instead, what you want to do is make sure that the boards that they're on aren't looking like they're spammed, where they have the same pin presented one after the other. So, and you can do that just by creating multiple pins and then multiple boards. So for example, I don't actually have another goals board, but I probably should. But I might have different blogging boards. So on Twins Mommy, I might have a start a blog and starting a blog. I have blogger tips, start a business, things like that. Mom blogger tips, starting an online business. I mean, I have different ways to express blogging tips. Okay. And so then I can share whatever my income generating post onto those multiple boards. And it won't look like I'm spamming my only board that I have. So if I go into goal setting, and I think I did pretty good. I try to share other goal setting pins. I have different goal setting pins as well as my ones for my lead magnet right here, my goal setting planner right here. And here's another multiple pin right here. All right. So that's something that I want you to spend a good chunk of your time once you have content. Okay. Is to get those pins created and get those boards created and then start flushing them out onto Pinterest, either by manually pinning or using Tailwind. I suggest you use Tailwind just because it's an easier tool. You don't have to sit there on the Pinterest platform manually pinning multiple pins a day. Okay, but I do manual pin any new pins that I create. I put them out there first and then I schedule them to Tailwind. All right, so that's the strategy that I use, and that's I find that when I create more than one pin for my income generating post and my email, like lead magnet posts or lead magnet landing pages, then I grow my email list, I grow my income quite easily that way. So that's something that you should do. And it's not like 1 or 2 pins. I would spend the time over the next quarter to create different pins over and over again for those same 5 posts that you have, or 5 lead magnets and 3 income generating posts, so that you're going to over time have, 20 pins that direct people to that landing page or to that income generating post. That's my suggestion, just to help you grow your click-throughs to those places that you want people to, either convert. Okay. Oh, hi. So how many pins per post should? Yeah. So in the beginning, you create up to 5, but then I want you to work on that. So for example, I'm a host. One of my affiliates is a hosting platform, right? I can bet you that I have at least 20 pins of my hosting provider. So, and I don't make them every day. I don't make them every month, but I make them occasionally. So like this one's a newer one that I created recently. So how to start a mom blog. So that's one right there. Here is another recent one that I created, actually. Learn to start a blog from a mom with 5 blogs. So again, I'm playing around with, I'm doing A/B testing. This is a longer pin. It's getting some good impressions, a lot of saves, and some good click-throughs. So that's something for me to consider. Is it because it's long? Is it because I used the puppies? Now, if you're on my email list, you know that I've been A/B testing these puppy pins, and some of them take off and some of them don't. So I'm playing around with creating those multiple pins in different ways to attract a new audience. And I make these start a blog pins, I don't know, maybe once a month or whenever I want to, because I do have a lot of those types of pins. I know that this pin is generating a lot of engagement, and I believe it's becoming one of my best types of posts, or pins basically. But this post I don't believe I have anything tied to it actually, because I do have this opt-in, but it's not really related to this pin. This pin is about clever kid ideas, like toddler activities, right? But I'm growing my presence on Pinterest, trying to attract parents and moms with this post. It's also ranking in Google for a certain keyword as number 1 or 2. So it is one of my popular posts, but again, I'm not optimizing it. I do have some affiliate links in here, but they're Amazon links, and it's just a link that I throw in there. I do give some blogging tips, 5-minute blogging tips, 10 to 15-minute blogging tips, and yada, yada, yada. And I do share about I'm trying to convert these readers like, oh, so you want some kid activities? Well, now you can start a blog. And here, let me show you. I'm going to walk you through. So I'm trying to funnel these people at least to my other income generating post. So that's something that I did recently. And I actually instead of putting a link, I put the blog post image there. So I'm trying to find ways by looking at Pinterest, what are the pins that are resonating? I'm going to create more pins for that, as well as my income generating pins and my email list building pins. How do you create a lead magnet? I did a video over the email challenge and showed you how to do a lead magnet. What I like to do is on a page right here, right? You can create a lead magnet thing. And what I do is with a lead magnet, I use different platforms. So like this goal setting planner was created using Google Slides. Yes. And I have the email list building challenge that I created, that lead magnet, the email, that was created in Google Docs. So this one is a Google Doc. I went to Google Docs. I created the image in Photoshop, but you can do that Canva, and all the pages are just Google Doc pages. I created a little border, so everything is branded. I put my URL at the bottom, and then I downloaded it as a PDF. I uploaded that to my media library. So if we go and log into, so if we log in here, I'm not even showing you all this stuff, am I? I'm so silly. Let me show you real quick what I've been babbling about, and you guys aren't even like watching me. You're just watching me talk, okay? I'm so silly about that. Here, this is the email list building challenge that I was talking about. This I created in Google Docs, okay? So I have the image that I created in Photoshop or Canva you can use. And then all the pages here are Google Doc pages. And then I downloaded that as a PDF and uploaded that to my media library on WordPress. I was just going to show you that, but I think I took too much of your time there. So sorry. And then my goal setting planner, did you even see that? I don't even know. I'm like babbling away on this and you're like, what are you talking about, Elna? This is my goal setting planner and this is the landing page. So I create pins that direct people to this. Wow, did I even show you anything that I was talking about? Oh my goodness, now I'm like really nervous. Did I show you any of this stuff? I think I did, eh? Okay. So I have this post that has been shared about 900 times. It's one depression and nutrition, and I can't figure out how to monetize it. It's about depression and nutrition. I'm sure there are some nutrition courses out there that you can link to. As far as depression, you might want to find out what are you telling people to change that mindset, to change your behaviors to get out of that depression. If it's nutritional based and health based, I would try to find some products, courses, books, things like that you can link to. I hope that helps. Okay. I recently had a pin get 247 clicks. So should I create more like it? Yes, definitely. That's the beauty of Pinterest. I mean, my parenting profile here gets a lot of click-throughs. These are my pins. So, and some of these are new and some of these are old. And they take off easy. Like this is a new pin that I created. It has 66 click-throughs, which is nice. This is a lactation, 132. I have some that are thousands. This is 219, but I know this pin has thousands and thousands of click-throughs. Different versions of that pin. So yeah, so like with this pregnancy movies, this is a straight up income generating post. I share movies on Amazon, right? So I can create multiple pins of this because it's getting a lot of click-throughs, 188 click-throughs. So this is something that I could do, which at this point I'm not, but I would down the road create a different pin. I do have 2 of these pins, but I would create another one and push it out there on Pinterest more. So yeah, definitely want to do that. So that's, again, this is your big ROI that you want to get, because when you focus on the pins that bring in income and bring in email list subscribers, then you know you're getting a bigger ROI for that time that you put in. Now I can make multiple pins for all the blog posts that I do, but I generally don't. I don't have the time to do that. For Smart Mom Ideas, I do 2 pins only. But for the ones that I see that are doing good, I make more than 1 pin, another pin. So there might be 3 or 4, but I really don't focus too much on Smart Mom Ideas because this profile seems to be doing great on Pinterest already. So I'm happy with that. But I do focus on my twins mommy profile, which, is hard to grow blogging tips on Pinterest. So I work a little bit harder on pushing my pins, promoting my pins as far as not paid promotion, but promoting them as getting them out there more. So that's the first blogging tactic that you want to focus on. So maybe tomorrow, spend the day of looking at all your income generating blog posts, all your lead magnets, and create another pin for it. Okay. And then start putting those in Tailwind, or placing them on different boards. So create new boards if you find that you only have one board that would fit one of your lead magnets. I would try to make another board or 2 on Pinterest. All right. And then the second blogging tactic that you should be focusing on at least once a month or once every other month is to create a new freebie. To grow your email list. Now, I do have that email list building challenge in this group, so I hope you're participating to help you grow your first 100 or your next 100, if those tactics you haven't been using that I lay out in the guide. Now, I'll be the first to tell you that I don't focus on this too much on Twins Mommy. I find creating lead magnets hard. I'm sure it's a struggle for you guys too. I see the posts, and in the Mom to Mompreneur group, I see all your posts about how it's hard to find that right lead magnet. And trust me, it really is. Within, I think since November, I did create more lead magnets. So I created the blog traffic planner in December. The goal setting planner was something that I had for the longest time, but I never did anything until I believe January. And then because I wanted to do the challenge in this group, I forced myself to make the email list building guide. So that's another freebie that I offered. But I have no plans to make any more freebies for the longest time. Like at least, I don't know, not this quarter or even the next quarter, because I have other things to focus on now. But if you're new to blogging and you have an email list and you want to grow that list, then I suggest you focus on creating at least one freebie a month so that you have a couple of freebies and then you can see which ones are resonating. On my Elna Kane blog, I had a couple of freebies offered on this blog, but over the years, I've learned that there are only two main freebies that get the most subscribers. And that's my main one right here, which is Get Paid to Write. And then I have a little one on one of my popular posts. This one, I have a cold pitching swipe file, which is right up front here. Okay. I decided to remove a lot of the freebies that I offered because they just weren't converting. They weren't doing anything for me. And I focused on the ones that were. And so what I'm going to do is over time, I'm going to, update the freebie, these two freebies, make them bigger and better and things like that. So try to plan that as sort of one of the blog tactics, because once you start growing your email list, then that's your asset. You have an asset there that you can build off of. You can nurture, you can build funnels around, and you can convert your readers that way. Okay. What did you use to create those specific pins that you're showing? P.S. I hate Canva. I'm using Photoshop, actually. But I know you can get Photoshop fairly easy. Like here's one of my pins that I made. So with Photoshop, I can show you what I do with Photoshop. And I know you can get Photoshop quite cheap. I think online you can. So I go and I do a new pin design. All my pins right now are 600 by 900, but I am playing with the bigger sizes. So here's a 600 by 900. So I click on that and then I can create my pin. I don't have here. Let's use this image right here. So then I'll just drag my image in and I will resize it like that. And then over here on the side, I can, I like to play with the adjustment and then the brightness. I like to make it a little bit brighter so that it doesn't have that line right there. I can't always do that with all the images, but I try to find images that can do that. And then what I like about Photoshop is how you can customize it. So, I have my certain fonts that I use, so like, awesome. I can play around with, like, look at all these different weights. I can have it bolded if I wanted to, and I can make it big. And this is what I do. I try not to spend too much time, but I go here and I create another toddler. I can drag this and copy it using some cool key shortcuts, I guess. Activities. So I can do something like that. So I just play around with creating the design. I use different fonts. Sometimes I might use a script font, I find that with pins, as long as you make it easy to read, you can make, and highlight the word that you want people to see the most. So, I mean, toddler isn't really the word, but I could make this bigger if I wanted to, like that. So, I mean, this is the program that I primarily use, but I do use Canva for a lot of things. And for some of my pins, I do use Canva. And then when I'm done, I just go to File, excuse me. I go to File, Export as, and then I export it as a JPEG because it's an image. The default is PNG, but JPEG right here. And then and that's it. And so it goes to whatever folder I have it. And then I upload that image right to Pinterest. So that's my process. I create a pin in Photoshop, and then once I have it, I just go to Pinterest and upload it. Very easy. And I do that at least once a day for all the different profiles that I have. How often do you purge your email list from unengaged subscribers? I try to do that every 3 to 6 months. My husband does that for my ConvertKit lists that I have. So, but I do send a little email, and you set up a trigger and you get that all set up on ConvertKit. It's quite easy from what I hear. But my husband manages the cold subscribers and sends that email. All right, here's another question. As a new blogger, I'm wondering how to push my own pins a few times weekly when I don't have a ton of content yet. Should I be spending time focusing on more content only and not worrying about consistently adding my own pins? That's a great question, and we're going to go through that. So this will be one of the blogging tactics I'm going to talk about. So I talked about creating a freebie at least once a month, having those multiple pins. If you don't have a lot of posts, then you need to be writing blog posts. And as a blog tactic to get the biggest ROI, I would suggest spending a bit more time writing at least one long form content. I guess you could do it every month. You can try to go for once a month and then maybe do 2 a month, but get those long form content. So I would suggest over 1,000, over 1,500, over 2,000 words if you can push it. Is much better to write than if you were to write 3 blog posts, like smaller blog posts. So if you decided to write like an 800 word blog post and then a 600 word and then, I don't know, a 750, I would suggest instead of doing that, I would bundle that all into one blog post. You're going to get a lot of shares. You're going to get a lot of comments and traffic if you promote it heavily on Pinterest, if you promote it on Facebook. That's what I'm finding, especially when I started this year on Twins Mommy writing those mega blog posts, 7,000, 8,000 word blog posts. I immediately got a lot of, chatter, social chatter. So something like this one is like 7,800 words. And it's, it has 100 shares on Facebook. Like that's a lot. I don't think a lot of my pins even have 100 shares on Facebook. This is my other one that has exploded. So it has over 2,000 shares. Yeah, this has over 200 Facebook shares. So I'm finding that I'm getting more shares on Facebook, which is kind of nice. This is a new thing for me. So I'm going to try and write these long form content pieces at least once a month. I did a whole bunch in January, so I'm kind of spent for that. So I'm going to try and do those 5,000 plus once a month, but now it's become easier for me to write 2,000 to 3,000 words. So for me, those are smaller blog posts, but they may not be for you, and that's okay. All right. What is the easiest way to take off background on stock photos? A mom in here showed me how to do that. She shared the tool she used, and I shared it on my Twins Mommy page. If you just type in remove. Yeah, remove.bg. I haven't used it, but I thought it was really cool that the mom blogger in this group told me, because I loved her image. And you can remove the image background, I think for free. Yeah, it says for free. So try this out, ladies, and see how it works. remove.bg, and I'll share this link. I thought I could share it in here, but I guess I can't. All right. All right, so creating long form content. So how do you do this? If you are still new to blogging, this is a challenge for you. What I suggest is first you need to find that blog topic. So I'm just looking to see if there's any questions in here. So for example, let's just go to my Smart Mom Ideas blog. Now, I haven't done anything like many posts about food. So I was actually thinking about today, what can I write that would be sort of like an ultimate guide for food, or not even an ultimate guide, but just like a long form content piece. And so maybe what I could do, I do have I have a roundup. So I think the easiest type of long form content that you can do are big roundups. They take a lot of time to find those things you're going to round up, but the writing part isn't that hard. It's just putting it all together, right? So one of my biggest ones actually was the 75 pregnancy tips. Yeah. This one I actually got snippets from people's blog posts, but I asked permission to share their blog, like their quote in their blog post. So I had to talk to 75 different mom bloggers and moms and asking them, can I share this quote from your blog? And I'll link to you. So this was a little bit of a challenge with the roundup, but because of asking that permission. But for a lot of roundups, if you're just rounding up the best the best tips for breastfeeding, then, or the best products for breastfeeding, something like that, the best products for breastfeeding, then you can just have those resources there on that blog post. If you're going to be sharing on Twins Mommy, if I shared the best blogs to help you, be a work at home mom. So with that, I was able to just feature different bloggers. I can take a screenshot of their blog, link to them, and I don't have to ask permission to take a screenshot of their blog and to feature them. Only if I was using one of their images, and only if I was using a quote from their blog or from their email, I would have to ask permission. Can I feature that quote from wherever, from you, and then link to them? All right, so I suggest having a roundup because that gives you a lot of things to write about, and a lot of content. Like this is one of my longest blog posts on this blog. So I would try to do that at least once a month, to do maybe a roundup, and that's the easiest type of long form content. Okay. The fourth blog tactic to help you grow that, to get the biggest ROI, is to start writing those income generating blog posts and add those affiliate links. That's something that you can spend your time and do that for every blog post if you want, or you can make a plan to add that once a month or once every other week. So it's up to you. I personally, with Smart Mom Ideas, I do try to add an affiliate link with every blog post that I write. That's my intention. I believe every blog post. The only time that I wouldn't add an affiliate link is if I actually did a really personal blog post. I think I did one on, how it was to be a stay-at-home mom, or some tips that I learned being a stay-at-home mom. I don't believe I added any affiliate links in that post. I just wanted content on this blog since I wasn't having a lot of content on that blog. So I needed to put something up on this blog. And so I wrote a blog post about that. But now that I have a bit more consistent content, I'm making sure to have these posts optimized for affiliate links, as well as for SEO, which we'll talk about next. All right, so as a new blogger, I don't expect you to write every blog post to be optimized for your affiliates. I want you to write for your audience. I want you to grow your readership on your blog. Once that happens, you can start thinking about adding those affiliate links, and you can add them into your old blog posts. They're not going to create a lot of income in the beginning or at all. You really have to sit down and focus on those income generating blog posts. And once you do, then you can create something like, the 8 best bottles for breastfed babies right here. Or you can create one blog post on the one bottle. I mean, my twins used Dr. Brown's. We used Dr. Brown's bottles, and I could write a blog post just on the what we used, right? But I personally decided to just feature a lot of the best types of bottles out there, simply because this is not really my niche topic. I really don't. I don't thrive writing about this stuff a lot. It's my babies, and I love sharing about my journey as a mom and my twins. I find it very difficult to write about that journey, to write about that just personally. That's just me. So I like to focus on like a little roundup, like 8 nursing covers or 8 baby bottles or the best of this. Okay. And then the last blogging tip that I want you to start thinking about is searching for those keywords to start ranking in Google. Now, I know there's been a lot of chatter about this because how Pinterest is changing. They're going to be going public. So they're going to be pushing, paid pins out there, right? So which means less free traffic for us, the same as what happened with with Facebook. And even with the Google algorithms, there's a lot of things that are going on, which means that we need to be better bloggers. We need to hone in our niche. We need to write the right type of blog posts to get the right type of eyes on our blog. And you can do that with making sure that the words that you have on your blog are targeted for those readers. So you can use free tools. There's Ubersuggest. I've been talking about Ubersuggest a bit more lately because I'm liking it. It's a nice free tool because it sort of gives you a lot of everything. You can even type in a domain and see what their keywords are. So like, look, if we type in Smart Mom Ideas, let's see what Ubersuggest says about Smart Mom Ideas. Takes a bit of time, but it does give you a lot of little metrics and things to look over. Now it says I'm all bad here. That's okay. Meaning that I don't have a lot of keywords. I don't have a lot of organic traffic from Google, and that's fine. I'm relying heavily on Pinterest for Smart Mom Ideas. So you can see it even gives you like the social shares. I mean, like this has over 2,600 repins. So it's telling you my top posts here, and then it's telling you my top keywords here, right? You can go and look at a blog that has the same type of niche as you and get some ideas that way. That's fine. I've done that. You want to make your own ideas. So if you find that, look, I wrote a post about bento box for kids and I'm ranking for that on the first page. So maybe you can write a post about the bento box that you like, or some hacks for using a bento box. Like maybe you've figured out some hacks and you can incorporate these keywords. I mean, it's not hard to add kids bento box in a blog post, or the best bento box for kids. You can add that in your blog post to start optimizing it for that keyword. That's definitely possible. And that's what I like about Ubersuggest, that it sort of is mimicking a lot of the paid SEO tools that I'm using to give you these things. And you can also just type in a keyword here. So like sitz bath. Let's see if it gives me anything for sitz bath. All right, come on. Let's go. Okay. Sits Bath on its own gets a lot of search volume here. It's a little bit difficult to rank for, it says here, for SEO. But it gives you, again, more of these words. And if you click on Sits Bath, I believe it gives you even more. Yeah. So from this angle, you can look at, once you click onto a keyword, it gives you the top page 1 of the top blogs that rank for this. And you can look quickly, oh, this, Healthline, WebMD. I mean, you're going to be medical news today. You're going to be competing for these things. So maybe Sits Bath is not a good keyword, but maybe a long tail keyword. Sits Bath postpartum might be easier. That's something where, okay, well, we have some mom blogs here, Mom Junction, Mommypotamus, that you could rank for. And yeah, you would just go and see, is this possible? And then you would add that to your blog post. So Sits Bath purpose. So try Ubersuggest to see if you can start getting some type of feel for the content that you're going to be writing about and how you can use those keywords effectively. All right, and those are the 5 blog tactics that will help you grow your blog. If you focus on creating those multiple pins for those specific types of posts, that will grow your income and your email list. If you focus on creating long form content and creating a freebie at least every month. And if you create optimized blog posts with your affiliate links, as well as ranking for with certain keywords or long tail keywords. Those are the tactics that you want to be focusing on once you have established your blog, once you've written a couple blog posts, started your email list, and you really want to bump up to the next level of marketing and promoting and getting your blog out there. All right, if anyone has any more questions, just pop them in. But I think that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it on this lovely night here. Enjoy your evening and talk to you guys later. Bye.